What up, YouTube? This is Steven, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about the sales for Utada Hikaru's album Fantôme. Pretty much the first week sales. That's all the information I have at this point. But it's more than enough information. First week sales are important. So, as you guys know, especially the Utada Armada, as they know, the album Fantôme was released on September 28th, and um, in Japan they do it a little differently. I think there are Oricon music chart sales that charts the album's success in physical format, and then there's other charts that chart the success of albums in like digital format. Oricon music chart sales are, I believe, strictly physical format only. I believe so. But as you guys know, Fantôme is the sixth Japanese studio album released by Utada Hikaru. It's her first Japanese studio album since 2008's Heart Station. And the album charted high in many iTunes stores around the world, peaking at #1 in Finland and #3 in the United States. Shout out, to the Utada Armada, holding it down for Utada, helping her get to #1, The album charted at #2 in the U.S. Billboard World Albums and #64 in France's most downloaded albums charts. So digitally, the album sales are probably doing, better than expected. I know Utada herself was surprised. She was like, "Wow, oh my God, wow!" Well, I don't think Utada talks like that. Utada probably seems more like, "Oh wow, I didn't know that." Very subdued. But yeah, she was surprised at the success. Surprised, like, "Whoa, what the hell is going on?" It's just, so yeah, I'm happy that the Utada Armada is holding it down for Utada. Let's see. The album was certified platinum in the Recording Industry Association of Japan for shipping 250,000 copies. It reached platinum status during its first week of sales. Its total first week sales are 252,581 sales for the physical format only, and this is from the Oricon music charts. So I think right out the gate, Utada Hikaru gone platinum. I know I've had predictions of Utada's success, and I expected better sales. These are respectable sales. I expected a little bit more. I know I at least expected it to do double platinum. At the most, I was expecting it to come out of the gate as like a million selling album. However, I don't know how the trajectory is going to go with this album. It could reach a million over the course, of the album's life. It could reach a million, before it drops off the charts. For some reason, I don't see that happening. I see it going more so maybe double platinum, perhaps triple platinum at the most. But I think you have to consider also Utada. She didn't really start doing major promotion of the album until sort of like the last moment. I think that may have had something to do with the sales not being as as strong as I expected. I heard that Utada is either has the record for this year for being the best-selling female musical artist or being the second best-selling musical artist. I think that they're saying that Beyonce may have the record overall. I'm not sure. I get different um, information from different sources. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure in Japan she holds that record, but I'm not sure worldwide she holds that record. Um, but still, she's in the conversation. So, it's always good to be a part of a conversation, especially when Beyonce is being mentioned. Unfortunately, I just don't think that um, the West really acknowledges like non-Western artists. I know because, as you guys know, like um, Utada actually had the worldwide record for having the best opening sales for a debut album. Well, for an album period. Hers was a debut album, but for an album period, having the strongest, highest opening sales for her album First Love. However, um, when Adele was coming back, they were speaking about the record sales and the records and record sales, and they were saying like, um, it was like, oh, NSYNC and Britney Spears hold the record for having the highest debut album sales. And I think in the United States that is true, but overall, Utada holds that record, or she held it until Adele took it from her. But no one ever acknowledged Utada Hikaru when they mentioned that. They always were just talking about, oh, it's NSYNC and Britney Spears, But really, Utada has more sales than both of them combined of her first week sales. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Um, And I know it was like Britney holds it for a female artist and NSYNC holds it overall. But then Adele went and snatched everybody's records. She's like, nah, these are my records now. um, so, it's just a little disheartening to see that, Utada is not being, like, she wasn't acknowledged. And she should have been acknowledged because that was something significant to acknowledge, But for some reason, they didn't want to do that. As far as the digital format sales are concerned, I think digitally the album sold, I think possibly about more or less 75,000 copies on a digital format. So that's pretty good. I may be wrong in these sales figures. I'm not completely sure. I'm just looking at the information I see on Generasia.com under their section for Utada's album Fantôme. And I know they said like the total sales report is 329,469 sales. And I think they're including both digital sales and physical sales. I know for the physical sales only, it was 252,581. So I'm thinking that the digital sales were about 76,888. Doing the math, right? Also, I heard people mention that, Utada doesn't do gimmicks, and by gimmicks, they mean she doesn't release like multiple versions of her album. She doesn't do like the DVD plus DVD, DVD plus Blu-ray, DVD plus 2 DVDs, her DVD plus, or like CD plus 2 DVDs, or CD plus Blu-ray and a candle. Ayumi. No, like Utada doesn't really do that. I didn't know that multiple variations of the album was like a gimmick. I just thought that the artist was just including more if you wanted to buy more, However, I feel like AKB48, they have a gimmick, which is like, you can get like meet and greets when you buy their singles. You have a possibility of getting a ticket for a meet and greet. I think that's a gimmick. I didn't know that a gimmick was multiple variations of an album. But then again, I guess perhaps if you think about it, it could be viewed as a gimmick, since it's like, well, do you really need those variations? Couldn't you just release an album and that's it? Perhaps, you know, perhaps. But overall, I'm happy for Utada. I wish she could have done a little, you know, higher in sales, of course. Don't we all, right? Don't we all? But, you know, it's just begun. You know, let's see how this all plays out. You know, and plus Utada may be doing more promotion, which may end up increasing the album sales. You know, and I'm not sure if Utada really even cares about album sales. You know, but then again, maybe she does. You know, I couldn't imagine her not caring about the album sales at least a little, just because it's her like comeback album. So she probably wants to gauge how people feel about her comeback, you know. But overall, that's the sales report. You know, that's the sales report. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. Feedback and support are extremely appreciated and extremely valued. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.